What's up, everybody? It's LZ in the household again. So, what I wanted to say I want to share a little bit more about my book, It's getting close. I'm a little bit excited because, check it out. I wrote this when I was 19. 19, yeah, you heard it right, man. I'm not going to say how many years later it is, but it's over 2 decades. But I've been wanting to finish this book, man, for the longest, and then I go back to it, and I'm like, damn, this shit is like, I don't even think like this, you know what I mean? So I had to revision it, I had to revise it, edit it, put a lot of new things in it, blah 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 blah, and now it's coming out like it's a little bit of readable, understandable, for the average reader. And basically, in my younger days, like I said, I was 19. I was kind of like an activist, you know what I mean? I would go to rallies. I'm not even gonna front. I went to 1 or 2 rallies and shit. I didn't hold up a sign or none of that shit, but I would just go. And this was this was probably like 9/11, because we was talking about how corrupt the government was and how it was an inside job, and the government did it, and they wanted to put the blame on the Bin Laden or some shit, and we was just trying to expose the truth and shit. And around that time, I was just like mad informative about all this stuff. But I'm surrounded by a lot of ignorant people, so the average people that I hung around with didn't know that these were my thoughts. Maybe like 1 or 2 people, which were like family members. I would speak about these things and stuff. We would politic amongst each other, and that's it. But then we go back to freestyling, drinking, playing dominoes, the usual. But this little thing of mine, I started in my room. I got a computer. I couldn't afford going to college, so I had to educate myself, and that's when I started doing a lot of research and stuff like that. But then, this was even before I started making music and shit. Like, around that time, I still made poetry and shit like that. I was like 12, 13 when I started making poetry. But when I started making music, that was like, I was already like 28. I was already like almost 30, mad late, But, yeah, so before the music, I was just like all into this activism shit. And, my mindset was just like exposing this, and then I kind of put that in the back burner, moved on, got locked up, went through a lot of other shit, and then, time went by, I got married, got a girl, little daughter, and then, life went on. But I started building my empire, little by little, still building. I'm about to launch, a store pretty soon. It's gonna be like a beta test in a beta. Like the infancies and shit, but it's gonna be launched, and some people are fortunate, especially I see a lot of young people, women, fortunate, they just privileged, daddy buys them cars and shit like that, things that most people don't have access to. So I had to start mine from the ground up, not with startup money or here's a gift, and so now with all this time that I've been building, I went back to that shit and I was like, damn, I think it's time to launch this, and so this is how there's people out there, right, who gonna be like, yo, it can't be you because it's not them. It can't be you because it's not them. That's their attitude. That's why I put Trump in office, because it couldn't be him. But now he's the president. And so most people look at me like, yeah, yo, he's too knowledgeable, he's too this, he's too... We can't beat him in anything. You know, his lyrics is off the charts. He raps better than us. He's more educated, he's more intelligent. He does things that we can't do. So forget him. You know, let's ignore him. Let's not even acknowledge him. And this is where I come back to my senses and be like, you know what? I remember the quote of Gandhi. Like I said, I've been reading up on since a kid, man. I used to read up on leaders like MLK, you know, Muhammad Gandhi, you know, Malcolm X, you know, just a lot of different leaders. I would try to study Fidel Castro, you know, and I would try to like see what made them so great. And so one of the things that Gandhi, Bruce Lee, another one I used to like, I still like, but one of the things that Gandhi said was that, I put it on my quote today actually. He said, he said, first they'll ignore you, then they'll laugh at you, and then they'll attack you, and then after that you win. So these deniers, these people that be like, oh, he can't make it. No, like they got it in their head that they can't see me in a success kind of format because they can't beat me in any kind of way. Well, those are the ones that think that it's gonna stay like that, but it's not gonna stay like that. Like I said, first you ignore me, then you'll laugh, and then some attacks, but eventually I'm gonna win. And that's just my attitude. And actually, I don't even think the laughing and the attacking will happen as much. I think it's just gonna go from ignoring to just me winning. But then again, you might have a few that'll laugh or attack. I got attacked the other day for not having, you know, nice enough fonts. You know, people come out of nowhere just attack you for no reasons. And so I had to, you know, put a fancy font just so that they could like it. Like, who cares about that shit? Just click on the thing, you know what I mean? But they're looking at the fonts and they want to criticize. So they're looking for any kind of little reasons just to like attack or laugh or ridicule you, you know? And so what I'm saying is that these things is gonna happen. Those that say that, oh, he'll never make it because it's not dumb, you know what I mean? Don't listen to that, because that's what they thought about Trump. And I was the only one, you know, like, yeah, he's gonna win. And eventually he got in, you know what I mean? So right now they all like, oh, he's not gonna win, he's not gonna be successful and shit like that. But I already won. I already won. You just don't know. So you might as well get in line and start liking me. Even though you hate that you can't beat me, you should try to become a friend and actually learn from me. Matter of fact, you probably be hating and buy my book and try to learn everything about me. That's what alright, check this out. When Bruce Lee wrote a book. Bruce Lee wrote a fighting book, martial arts. So, and you know, at that time, Bruce Lee was like boastful. He was like cocky. Like, yeah, you know, people thought he was like too conceited or some shit, you know, like, oh, he think he can't be beat. And so this one Asian guy comes, he's like, I read all your material. I could beat you now because I know your moves. Oh, you read my book. Okay. So what happened? Bruce Lee whipped his ass. So there's going to be haters that's going to read your book only to criticize and only to hate. And actually, this book is not perfect. You know what I mean? Like I said, I had to go back. I was 19 years old. And these are thoughts that I don't even think it applies now. I mean, it's just meant to keep the people woke and just to be what am I calling it? To be To be awoke and just be like, on the point, you know what I mean, just to keep government in check, especially the federal. But I wrote this from a time when, I think it was Bush in office, President Bush and shit, and then Clinton came, and then so what I'm saying is that now we got technology, online. This was before online and all that shit. So like this book kind of looks, to me at least, it feels like, because I'm the one who wrote it, it feels like, this don't even apply no more. But like I said, I wrote it in a way so that it could be like always a consideration, just consider it. And also it's supposed to help you like think elevated, because I could have went natural and did what every other cat is doing and just do urban tales and tell you drug stories or homicide stories, and which I have plenty of those. I probably do that. This is why I wanted this as my first book, because I wanted to like show the people that they can't map my mindset, they can't figure me out yet. So I threw out this book, boom. They're like, damn, I ain't know he had a mind like that, Nobody knows. So now I'm gonna come out with another book. Maybe it'll be a novel or some shit like that. But this one I wanted to like just to like hit somebody in the head with it, like, yo, you thought you knew me? Boom, read this. And then you realize, damn, I don't know shit about this guy. That's all it was meant to do. Because like I said, at that time, everybody else was doing like, the belly stories, the DMX, the Shotters, the cocaine cowboys, And so that narrative was like saturated and shit. And I just didn't want to be another one adding to that shit. I wanted to actually like do something uplifting. And hopefully that's what I achieved with this book. Anyway, it's my first book. I'm a little, like I said, I'm excited. Wrote it back when I was 19. And hope you like it, man. Good reviews. I want a lot of good reviews, good comments. And I don't know, maybe what I would like to see is if I'm gonna try to see if I could get that shit in like county jails, prisons, because I know that's when you like to read. That's when I like to read, when you got no choice but to read, you know what I mean? So that's a good place to like have those books in, like prisons and jails. Anyway, I'm off my rant. Just wanted to holler real quick. Another LZ episode. Stay tuned for more. You already know that's that with all of that.